Hey everybody. So, might be able to tell I just woke up. Out with the puppies and Navy, and of course Seppo, who comes with me everywhere, which is nice. I figured what I'm going to start doing is I want to start breaking down who we've got here, the dogs, because I was thinking about it. And while we use the dogs as a team, what makes that possible is knowing who they are as individuals. What makes them tick and things like that. We can put them all together. You know, you can tie a group of dogs together and they will move forward probably. But they're not going to be a team. They're going to be a bunch of idiots tied together. So, what I figured I would do is start doing a bio of all the different dogs. And the dog I figured that I would start with, the dog I want to start with, is Navy, who's not a sled dog. He's our 5-year-old, 6-year-old Newfoundland, who's over there being Uncle Navy. So that's what I'm gonna do. After him, I'm probably gonna just keep it rolling with the indoor dogs. Do old Seppo there. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a little bit of background information and do a bio of all the dogs. So this is Navy. Navy. He's got all kinds of gook in his eyes because he's been running through the fireweed. Navy came to us, geez, 3 years ago, probably 4 years ago, 3 years ago, as a he had come back to his breeder, and his breeder, they are a really interesting they're really interesting folks. What they've done is they've bred their Newfoundlands, but they've also maintained the working aspects of the breed. So they do a lot of water rescues and water tests and things like that with them. So their Newfoundlands are... Maybe come back. I'm trying to video you here, you knucklehead. Their Newfoundlands are working dogs to a very large degree. So Navy comes from a very, very consistently well-bred group of Newfoundlands who sort of defy the norms as far as health and age. His grandfather lived until he was something ridiculous, like 14 or 15, which and he was much bigger than Navy. Navy's 72 kilos. His grandfather was way bigger. For you American folks, 72 kilos would be about 155 pounds, probably. That's what Navy weighs. So, anyway, so Navy went to a guy up north. I don't know the full story, but went to a guy up north. For some reason it didn't work out, and came back to the breeder. And we had the breeder and I had a mutual friend, and we had a Saint Bernard who died suddenly, and we were pretty broken up and wanted another big dog. And our friends told us, hey, there's a breeder of Newfoundlands that I know that has a dog available. So I figured we'd just give them a call, see what happens. Wasn't really ready to get a new dog. It was pretty soon afterwards, but I was on vacation, so I figured I'll just go down there and talk to them. Went down there and met Navy and just liked him immediately. So we brought him home, and he's been great. He's an odd duck. He's terrified of new things. So, for example, the Norwegian national holiday is the 17th of May. It's sort of the same deal as the 4th of July in the United States, 17th of May here in Norway. So if we put a flag up in the flag holder over there, Navy will bark and bark and bark and will be too afraid to come into the house. So he's terrified of new things. But he's not terrified of tractors, horses, cows, sheep, new dogs, big vehicles, gunshots. He's just kind of a wiener. But he's such a good boy. So you heard one of the puppies did an alarm bark, like, what's that? And now Navy's standing there with his ears down, all uncertain, boofing. So, but he's a really good boy. And he's everything a Newfoundland should be, in my opinion. I don't know a lot about Newfoundlands, but he's everything we hoped he would be. You know, he's taken care of the boys in the sense that he's let them crawl all over him and hold on to his fur as they learn to walk. And when they were taking naps in their stroller or strollers, he would go and follow us as we strolled them along. And then once we stopped and sat down and they were asleep, he would lie down next to them and just keep track of them. If there was a bee or a wasp or something that started to fly too close, he'd go over and he'd eat it. And when he'd lie down until they started to cry when they'd woken up. And if we didn't pick up on that, if we'd gone over to get a cup of coffee or gone to the bathroom, he'd always, as soon as they started crying, he'd sit up. Not do any more than that, didn't bark, didn't, try to make it better. He'd just sit up. So if we looked and saw that if we thought we heard something and looked over and Navy was sitting up, we knew it was the kids. So he's a good dog. He's a good boy, Navy. 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 He's a good boy. You're such a good dog. Yeah. Real old chucklehead. Kim, don't bite him in the lips. Stop it. Let me know what you guys think. If it's something you want me to continue with. It's a gray and chilly September morning here in Norway. But, yeah. Toss some puppies out and... Hi. It's not a bummer. We're rolling with training. Or not rolling. We're rolling. It's been really warm the last couple of days. And right now it's still too warm to train. But it's going to cool off. And when it does, we're going to get out again. I'm going to go along as cameraman / emotional support again. Kaya's doing a great job. She's got so much going on. She's got dealing with me and my weird back, and she's a great mom and busting her butt at work, a very valued employee, and taking care of the sled dogs and running the sled dogs. She's a tough gal. And it takes a tough gal to put up with my crap anyway. So, I hope everybody is doing well. Let me know how y'all are doing in the comments. Or just send me or just give me a shout. My telephone number's in the in my profile. I'm gonna go and get another cup of coffee. I hope you have a great day.